Hello and welcome to Texas Motor Speedway. We are here after the conclusion of the Andy's Frozen Custard 300 on Saturday, and it was a hot one. It was 100 degrees. It was brutal. We're still both trying to recover from all the heat today. It's going to be the same temperature tomorrow.
Was nothing like Frozen. Nothing like Frozen today.
Pretty ironic sponsor, as Wyatt would say. But at the end of the day, it was John Hunter Nemechek in victory lane with his 7th win of the season. It's his 2nd Xfinity win at Texas following 2021. But it didn't start out that way, because in qualifying it was Justin Allgaier winning the pole, and he looked at the dominant car early. He led basically half the race. He controlled the first 2 stages. He won the first 2 stages. It was kind of like, after a restart in stage 3 that he, I think it was contact from the back of Chandler Smith, just put him up out of the groove. He fell back to 15th. They put new tires on. They had to come back. But then they managed to make their way up. Pit strategy shuffled things again. It ended up being a battle between Allgaier, Kligerman, Nemechek, and Cole Custer at the end. Because of pitting for extra tires, Allgaier did not have an extra set at the end, so he had to stay out. And that led to Kligerman and Nemechek both getting by. Allgaier slipped back to 5th despite leading 133 laps. Wyatt, you talked to Parker after the race, who finished 2nd, still chasing his first win. What did he have to say?
He was absolutely frustrated and disappointed about finishing 2nd there, because if he did get a clean pass on Allgaier for the lead there, he believed that he could have held off Nemechek for the end of the race and for the win. It was such a breathtaking, it's probably one of the best Texas races I've seen on the new platform since they reconfigured it. Xfinity series is still the king series as we saw today. Very chaotic race, very grueling race, hottest race in recorded Xfinity history happening today on the Andy's Frozen Custard 300. Such an amazing sponsor. But it was a compelling battle from Kligerman today. He's hungry, but now he's also 1 point back going into the Charlotte Roval.
On the other hand, Allgaier, obviously disappointed in the result, said he'd regroup for the next race. But over the radio and after the race, he did have some frustration with Kligerman. It was while they were battling for the lead that Allgaier thought Kligerman drove a little bit too deep, and he moved him up, and Allgaier slipped well out of the groove. Obviously, going for the win, those things will happen, and that is what allowed Nemechek to slip on by. I'd say that, behind Allgaier, he was probably the 2nd fastest car on pace at the end of the day. They've just been rolling. But what it wasn't rolling was a lot of the cars by the end of this one. There was 12 cautions, 1 short of the record of 13. Everything from crashes to mechanical failures and so on. It was also not the greatest day for playoff drivers. Daniel Hemrick clipped the grass early. That ultimately he recovered, but that led to a mechanical failure that put him behind the wall with less than 5 to go. Sam Mayer didn't even last 1 lap till he hit the wall and was out. Sheldon Creed struggled on pace, but he managed to make it back to 8th. And then Jeb Burton, they had a bunch of mechanical problems. They had a wheel get away. They went behind the wall, and so they will also be in a hole going into the round of 12 finale at Charlotte. But what can you say kind of about all the strategy made things interesting? What can you say about the battles that we did see, and of all the cars that weren't able to finish?
There was a lot of damaged cars out there. I mean, we got a couple rookies that started their first career start. Lane Riggs had a wreck very, very early, but ended up recovering, finishing in the top 20 after the carnage. Daniel Dye ended up, like I said, changing the whole race perspective with his caution, but still came around to finish 17th. Just chaos everywhere you look. J.J. Yaley's wreck with what I believe was Kaz Gralla in the 26 car, causing another late caution, causing most of the leaders to come in for the strategy call to get the tires. And honestly, Allgaier had another car with Austin Hill hold him up on those final restarts, and it ended up getting Kligerman right to him within the closing laps, and just a stellar finish at Texas Speedway. Can't believe I'm saying that.
But yeah, also to add about Austin Hill, in the middle of the race, there was an incident between him and Josh Berry and Trevor Bayne. Bayne was knocked out in his last scheduled race for JGR this season. Berry finished 7 laps down with damage, while Hill, I talked to him, he thought his car was done, but you know, they also got lucky with the pit strategy towards the end and staying out when most of the field got trapped a lap down, so they finished 7th at the end of the day. Also some good runs. Brett Moffitt scored a top 10. Ryan Sieg finished 11th. His brother Kyle finished 12th. A great day for RSS Racing, but you know, pretty good one. And now we head into tomorrow's Echo Park Automotive 400, the first ever 400-mile Cup race in Texas Motor Speedway's history. Bubba Wallace won the pole in qualifying. It's his second career pole, following Michigan last season. Wyatt, you know, seeing what we've seen so far and opening the playoffs, who would you say is your pick to win tomorrow?
I think Bubba Wallace has a very good start. He said that this is going to be his worst round yet, out of all the rounds 16, 12, 8, and Championship 4, obviously. I don't think Bubba Wallace is winning today, or tomorrow, rather. But his boss, Denny Hamlin, just has so much momentum. Had a great car at Kansas. Has the momentum coming from Bristol. Has had the best car, honestly, with 3 out of the 4 races we've had in the playoffs, with Darlington as well. So I think Hamlin is going to thrive tomorrow. He's starting 10th, but he didn't get a good qualifying lap in. But he's going to get past a couple of these cars. It looks like Texas, especially with the heat that's on the track this weekend, it's causing a lot of passing opportunities. Uncharacteristic for this track in its past. It's going to be a fun, exciting one to see Denny Hamlin cut through the field once again.
Yeah, in fact, in the second round of qualifying, Hamlin qualified 10th because he aborted his lap before it began. Obviously, he missed a turn. But I'm going to go with the guy that qualified right behind him, which is Kyle Larson in 11th. He obviously just barely missed the round of 10, but like Hamlin, Larson's been on fire this playoffs. He had an average finish of 2.3 in the round of 16. He won the Southern 500, and while he is starting 11th, he had the fastest 5-lap, 10-lap, and 15-lap average in practice. He's been great on the 1.5 mile track this season, even if he hasn't gotten a win on them yet. So I'm gonna go with him. But gonna be a hot one. Hopefully it's a good one tomorrow. Got 267 laps, and we will be back tomorrow with more action from Texas Motor Speedway. I'm Steven, he's Wyatt.
And if you're at the track at Texas, please stay hydrated. It was hot, and my brain is mush today, so please stay hydrated out there.
Me too, I agree with you there. But otherwise, we will see you guys tomorrow.
This is Harrison Burton, driver the number 21. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. Also, check out one of these 2 videos beside me. Visit funstretch.com for more racing content.